Great neighborhood, great yard.
Oh,
Really nice.
it's in your list. Okay, which one is it?
It's on Clarksville Drive.
Now, I may tell them maybe they decide to, because all they need is a 2-bedroom, she said.
It's 3 bedrooms, 2 little bedrooms on one side and the bathroom, and the bathroom on the other side.
If I can convince them to rent that one out, it would be easier to rent it than to sell it. You know, I wouldn't put my sign out there. Because then the kids would tear it down and everything.
Hey, Judy.
Good morning, everybody.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah,
Good, thank you. Thanks. Association meeting today.
I really was right. Yeah.
Two-part.
What's the party?
Greenville Kid Association of Realtors.
Greenville Pit, yeah.
Two-part meeting.
You know, Judy, the Rocky Mountain MLS folks, they have a lot of door prizes. Like, I bet they have 10 or 15 door prizes.
Don't get me started. Okay?
Okay.
I don't run the place, let me just say that. Does that work?
I mean, they have a little happy group. Everybody talks to each other. You've been to that meeting, you know that. But
I love that meeting.
they introduce the new people, and just and they may be a G4, I don't remember that, but I just
But we
remember.
introduce new people here. I mean, everybody go around the room and say, Judy, you got the better image.
Okay,
But that's what we do. And today, some of our agents get the realtor pins, that provide the orientation. So that's a good thing. Are we on the air now?
It says we are, however, I can't get the link to work, so we're still beta testing and trying to get this thing figured out, so bear with us for a minute, and hopefully we'll have that run.
I didn't know the conversation was the important thing to do.
It is, it is.
I could have questions.
That's
I think he gets, his pen today.
So that's what my peer group is.
I think he gets his realtor pen today.
Was it today?
Which is
No, it was. Okay, all right, we're trying this again. Bear with us, everybody, in the virtual world. Our second day of this. I feel good with this part. We got one viewer that's working, right? Excellent. All right, I'm glad everybody could be here today. Thank you for coming. Let me silence my phone. If you have yours, please silence it as well. All right, so just a quick couple of reminders before we start today. Did everybody bring their cell phone?
I did.
Database? How did we do on filling out our blocks with 5 names each block? Pretty good? Half?
I wasn't here for that.
Did some of us give at least a few names on our database? Okay, good. That's important because we're gonna pull it up on the screen later on the screencast how you actually input a contact into your database and actively put them on a campaign. So that's what we're going to do today. So it would be helpful if you do not have your laptop with you or a means to access your EDGE database, that after the break, bring it back with you. Okay. Calendar. Anybody work on the calendar and time blocking?
No, but I'd like to see that. Everything's on the calendar, but I'd like to see where you're going.
Okay. How about note cards, envelopes, and stamps? Got it? Okay, excellent. And I see everybody's got a pen or pencil, so we're good there. So my next question is, how did the homework go last night? How did the contacts go? Did anybody actually reach out to their sphere? Yes? How did it go? Yeah?
I their contact at Sam's face to face. They're back to
Good. At Sam's? Good. Did you kind of collect any information on it?
Mm-hmm.
So
They gave me all that.
that's great. It's really easier than you personal about it, isn't it? Yeah, it's interesting how that works. Anybody else have an experience? Nancy, you were sharing an experience you had earlier.
Yes, I talked to one of my best friends from growing up, and she told me that her son was getting married, and the girl he was marrying's father just bought him an $895,000 house. And that's, I realize that's absurd, but I could have been a referral if I had even told Brad I was selling real estate, which I had not.
So see the importance of reaching out to your sphere and letting them know and being top of mind. And we're going to talk about one way to do that on a really high level here in a little bit about how to reach out to. It's called 30 Cups of Coffee in 30 Days. You can make it 15 in 15 days. Anyway, it's a concept that we'll talk about, a way to really build an inner circle that thinks about you all the time. So 895,000, 3% is what? That's a $27,000 commission that you could have got 5% referral of. That would have been a great mailbox check, right?
It would have been something. That just made me sick.
So,
Can I ask you a question?
sure.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No problem.
Let's
Go ahead.
say you know someone that's not in this area, but that does a lot of buying and selling of land.
Uh-huh.
And how would they go about, because I'm not going to go 3 hours away to work on their, on their project, but they
Right.
have someone. How would you go about asking for the referral? For them to, can you do that? Say, hey,
Absolutely.
my daughter-in-law is a real estate agent, and
Sure.
even though I want you to give them a referral, how do you explain that?
Yeah, I'd like to know that.
Well, first let me ask, why wouldn't you do that? Do you have the relationship with the person that's buying the land,
Or selling?
selling the land? You have a relationship with that
Yeah.
person. I would contact that
But
person.
they don't understand what I'm trying to tell them.
What do you mean?
I might not be saying it right.
Well, I mean, I think the conversation could be as simple as, hey, I don't know if you know that I'm in real estate or not, but we've got a close relationship, and it's a benefit to me if I can refer you to the agents that list your property for sale. I'll interview them for you. I'll make sure they're qualified, and I'll get them in touch with you, and then that way I can take some of that legwork off of you, and then I get a referral fee out of it. I get paid 25% of the commissions that they make. It's still going to cost you, you're saying 3%. Would that be something I could help you with? Would you be willing to help me help you?
Well, what if they say, well, I work with the same agent all the time,
So that's great.
but you can still give me a referral fee.
It would be a benefit to me if I could give a referral in this transaction.
I'm referring to my ex-father-in-law.
And I will help you.
I'm like, well, you don't understand, you're gonna have to pay it anyway, why are you gonna let it get out of me? If it helps me.
That's an interesting dynamic, and it's one that you would have to just, your relationship with them. I mean, it would be different if it's somebody that you're not close to rather than somebody that you're close to. If it were my brother, I'd just tell him just like that. I need a referral. Can you plug me into the situation? I guess you would have to handle each of those situations differently based on your relationship with the person that's selling. And nobody can really answer that. But, you'd have to know how you fit into that equation.
Well, I know that they're getting ready to sell some property, and I'm thinking, well, why are you going to give it off to someone else when you can keep it within the dynamics? But I was trying to get a good script out of that, but.
Yeah, I don't know that there is a good script out of that other than, hey, I don't know if you know that I'm in real estate. And if they do, then just have that dialogue. I don't know that there is a particular script because it's very dynamic depending on your relationship.
Gotcha.
Our Creepy Rocky Mountain's tuned in. Let's turn around and say hello to them.
Hey, you can join us.
How do you know
This is
that?
going to be a great class because we're going to talk about database, and a little bit later in the class, I'm going to screencast how you physically put people into your EDGE system, which is our CRM, our customer relationship management software, so you can stay in front of them at all times and be top of mind in everything we do. We'll get into that a little bit further. So thank you for being here. So back to reporting on what we did yesterday. Anybody else have a good conversation with somebody they talked to that maybe didn't know they were in real estate? Or did anybody get a referral?
Oh, last night, I did talk to someone, and they are referring me a lady at their church who's at the house.
So there you go. We've got referral number 1 from our activities yesterday. That's fantastic. Congratulations.
I got killed my neighbor last night. I told my neighbor, I said, what are you doing? They're like, well, I called the site number and they met us. I went, what are you doing to me? And so he was like, well, what do you mean? I said, you're supposed to use me as your buyer's agent. You don't want to use the same firm. So I went over agency with him. I was like, well, they're looking at the seller, they're wondering, did you buy anything? Did you sign anything? So they went, no. I said, well, thank goodness. I said, no wonder your offer wasn't accepted because it wasn't written. I said, they're looking out for the seller, and they're not going to accept an offer, a verbal offer from someone that.
So are you okay with me putting you on the spot a little bit?
Yeah.
You ready to stretch a little bit?
Yeah.
Did you have a buyer consultation with them?
Well, no, I just found out about this last night.
Oh, okay. I thought it was somebody that you knew.
And it's somebody that I know, they're looking for foreclosures and,
Sure.
a flip.
Right.
And, I've been sending those things, but one of their buddies saw a property that called a sign, and
Okay.
they met out there, and I'm sitting here going, maybe I didn't.
People don't know.
So you've been sending things to them.
Right.
You knew they were actively looking for a property. Again, have you had a buyer consultation with them?
No.
Okay. This is part of the importance of a buyer consultation. I'm not picking on that. It's just, this is part of the importance of having a buyer consultation is you get that person in the office and you explain to them specifically what you can do for them. I am here for you. I am your buyer's agent. This is how this process works. It's amazing when you do that because I would say likely 90% of the agents out there do not have a buyer consultation. And when you sit down and go through that process, they appreciate it so much. They're going, I've never had anybody do this with me. I appreciate you explaining this in detail to me. Now I know how it works. And you've earned their loyalty. Next time they pull up in front of the house, they're going to look at that sign and they're going to think, I need to be called something. Because they've been educated. So I'm not picking on it. It's just a great example of the importance of following the process. That's why, it's a great example of this whole Ignite course and the foundation that it sets for you. Because we're going to build that. That's one piece of this foundational puzzle. And we're going to have power sessions specifically about our consultations. So it's, that's one of the key ingredients of engaging in this process is that you can put all of these pieces in place and build your business over a period of time using all these models and systems that we're fortunate enough to have access to through KW. So, thank you for letting me
And I let them
do
know. I
that.
said, do not call anybody but me from now on. You
That's
understand me?
That's right. Reprimand.
I recommend.
Discipline.
Buyer consultation saves a lot of phone calls down the road.
It saves a lot of phone calls down the road, and it's a great exercise. So it sounds like we're going to have a great buyer consultation power session. And I think Tammy's going to teach that one, that she is an ace at buyer consultations. She looks in like that. Okay, so anybody else have an experience they want to share? From reaching out to people they know.
I just had some good conversations.
Good conversations.
They didn't know anybody, but
Sure. But guess what?
they're
Now,
glad to hear from you.
that's right. They're glad to hear from you, and now you're top of mind again, right? So today we're going to talk about the database. Yesterday you reached out to them, Today's, you write a note card and send it to them, so when they receive that note card, you're thanking them for taking their phone call. That solidifies it one more time. And then you're going to put them into your database, and you're going to put them on a 33 touch if there's somebody that's you're engaged in dialogue with. And then guess what? You get to call them 3 more times this year. And that's how you use this modeling system to stay in front of them. That 2 hours a day doesn't have to be spent calling for sale by owners and expireds. It can be calling people that are in your database that you know that are on your 33 touch campaign. Those are easy calls. Those are warm calls. You think about however many people, if you have 365 people in your database, all you have to do is call one person a day. Right? And if you effectively do a 33 touch campaign on 365 people, if you do it at a high level, what's that max? You get 2 to 12, right? So how many times does 12 go to 365? 30. And you get 2 transactions. So you're looking at 30 transactions right there on the database of 365 people. Because all the research shows that if you effectively communicate, there are 2 transactions per 12 people. It's just a matter of you top of mind for those people. Are they thinking about you when it comes time for that transaction? And it may not be a house that you sell, but it's a referral that you get. You know, it's a I will say a transaction, but you may not be selling them a house. You may be referring them to another great KW agent somewhere.
30 for 10 minutes a day, that is pretty powerful.
That's pretty powerful, isn't it?
I hadn't thought of it.
Yeah. That's how powerful this system is if you get it in place and use it at a high level. And those are warm phone calls. Those are people that want to hear from you. They're, like you said, they're glad you called, right?
Mhm.
They're excited to hear from you.
And I hadn't thought this one was from the house several years ago.
I know, and so you think
And she remember she said, you know, the part of the script where it says, you know, I'll do a good job. She said, you did a great job today. And I'm thinking, well, she's got a good memory.
Well, you know, and that's part of using these scripts. They are worded in such a way that they elicit the response that you're looking for. So you say, you know, I'll do a good job, right? That person's not going to say, no, you're terrible. Why in the world would I do? Why in the world would I use you again? They're not going to say that. Of course they're going to say yes. And then you're interjecting a yes into their mind. So it's really a good thing.
This is probably a little bit off the subject, but I watched the news, which was very uncommon for me, but it had the last little bleep, and they always have a good thing to tell some, you know, about the day. And this man, who was like 88 years old, ever since he was 21 years of age, anyone he met asked for when their birthday was and how to get in touch with them. And he spent every day calling these people and wishing them happy birthday. And so he just met in the elevator, but he calls them year after year.
How about that?
And
Think about how powerful that would be if you did that for your database. You know?
yeah, and that's what I'm thinking.
And we're fortunate that we work for KW and we have an EH system that we can put all that information in there. You can put their spouses, their kids, their birthdays, their anniversaries. You can put all of this information in there. Gives you a reason to call somebody. Gives you a reason to pull out that handwritten note and say happy birthday. Just want to let you know happy birthday. I appreciate your business and fast. If you think of anybody listening by yourself, here's my business card. Hand it to the police. Very powerful stuff. So,
It's just like,
so if you did not reach out to your 10 contacts, that is part of this, and that's part of what's going to build your business. So if you did not block the time to do that, that's one of the foundational models, is the lead generation model that we get out of Miami Real Estate. So I encourage you to block that time to reach out to your 10 people each day. Okay? That is what's going to build your business. We talked a little bit yesterday about the importance of your database. If you were a bank, think of your database as your vault. That is your highly leveraged way to stay in touch with people that already know you, like you, and will do business with you. You already know that. you've been in touch. Now, some of them are your habit nets are not there yet, but the idea of the database is to bring them from a habit net to a net into your circle and build your brand so you're top of mind. So when they think about real estate, they think about Nancy or Julie. You want that to be the first thing to think about. So on page 3, would a great radio voice read that first paragraph?
Your database is your most valuable business asset. It is the engine that drives your business. To use your analogy, think about your car. If your car's engine stops working, your car stops working, and you don't go anywhere. To prevent a breakdown, you must keep that engine in good condition. You give it fuel and follow a maintenance schedule. Likewise, you need to keep your database in good condition so that you keep your business moving forward. You keep your database filled with new leads, and you follow a schedule to keep it current. A database is much more than just a list of contacts. It's a living record of all your business relationships, current and potential. It's also a tool to nurture and manage those relationships, to schedule and track every interaction you have with each person in it. A powerful database produces leads. A powerful database managed by a powerful schedule produces a predictable flow of leads. Only with a predictable flow of leads can you expect a predictable flow of business.
Absolutely. That gets us off the real estate roller coaster. You have a predictable flow of leads. I think the third paragraph really says a lot. A database is much more than a list of contacts. It's a living record of all your business relationships, current and potential.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I'm trying to log on to the Ignite online.
Uh-huh.
What do I do?
Jennifer sent out a new link. The other link we had a problem with, so she had to send out a new one. So look for an email that came out today.
I'm talking about for this.
You go to education, go to education,
It should be right there under.
and then go to KW University.
Okay.
Yeah, she sent the thing that.
She's trying to get this.
You're trying to get to the material.
Yeah.
Okay. So for anybody that may be viewing, you want to go to mykw.kw.kw.com. You want to go to Keller Williams University, and then when you click on that tab under Education, go to Keller Williams University. You'll see on the left-hand side where it says Ignite. You click that, and then you can download the materials in the upper right corner, if I remember correctly. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
there'll be a student manual and an
Right.
instructor manual.
Yeah, you,
So, squirrel.
Sorry, Ann. I've been trying to figure it out. I'm sorry.
You know I'm easily distracted. That's why you did that.
Yeah.
Right? So it's your current and potential. Those are your nets and your habit nets. I also like to think of them as engaged and not engaged. Okay? So you may have people in your database that you're calling them nets, or you can think of it as connected and not connected. You have them in there as a net because you sold them a house 5 years ago. Okay? I'm going to give you a little bit of a wake-up call. They're really not a net because you're not connected to them. You haven't talked to them in 5 years. So the idea is to reconnect with your database. So if you have people that you have labeled nets and you haven't talked to them in 5 years, then use this exercise and these scripts to reconnect with those people and make them truly nets. So you have them on the 33 touch and you make the 4 phone calls. Because all the research shows if you don't make the 4 phone calls, you're back to the 50-to-1 ratio and not the 12-to-2 ratio. Those transactions are happening whether you're involved in them or not.
4 phone calls a year.
4 phone calls a year. You
I haven't done any of this stuff, so.
Right. Look.
well, that's why we're here because we all are learning and mastering. Okay, let me get this off the screen. Hope everybody's still with us. If somebody out there is still with us, if you would please send me a text and let me know we're still alive, I would very much appreciate that. Okay, does everybody know who Tony DiCello is?
Yes.
DiCello.
The
Tony DiCello.
Diana's husband.
He's Diana's husband, and he's the director of KW Maps Coaching. For 7 years in a row, Tony closed 100 contacts that originated from his database of 1,100 names. 1,100 names, 100 contracts. He communicated with his database 30 to 35 times each year, which is part of the reason we got the first 3 touch, right? That's the Millionaire Real Estate Agent model, which consisted of 2 mailings and 1 phone call every month. At an average of $5,000 per closing, he received about $500,000 in annual commissions each year, totaling $3.5 million over 7 years, with a database of 1,100 people.
How many names you got in there?
That's right. So, in this power session, today's plan of action, we are going to learn the power of the 4 laws of lead generation, and we're going to actually put them into action. Like I said later, we're going to literally input contacts into our database. So if you don't have your laptop with you at the break, you may want to get it and bring it back so we can do this and you can actually walk through the process. If not, I would encourage you to take really good detailed notes. Feed your database with nets and have nets. Again, we're going to do that as we go. We're going to set up campaigns for systematic communication. Then the next thing is to classify and qualify your leads. So on page 5, if you look at the 4-year business, building and managing your database is something you will do for the entirety of your real estate career. And it doesn't have to be complicated. The story is, in fact, Gary Keller's first database took the form of a box of index cards and a systematic, organized approach to managing them. Today, we have eEdge, a completely closed business system built with the 4 laws of lead generation in mind, and available exclusively to us at Keller Williams. You manage your leads, contacts, marketing, and transactions all in that one place, that eEdge system. It gives you the leverage you need to stay focused on your lead generation activities without bogging down in computer-related tasks. It all goes back to the lead generation. You have to spend the time doing the lead generation. So does everybody here have their eEdge account activated? I feel fairly certain everybody does. Okay, so we're going to put it into action today. If you don't have your eEdge account activated and you're with us virtually, get in touch with Jennifer so we can get you going on that. I'm sorry I don't check my phone, but I want to make sure that I am live. And yep, thank you for texting me and telling me we're live. So if you don't have that, get with Jennifer and we'll make sure that you get set up and your eEdge is activated and able to use it, okay? So is everybody familiar with the 4 laws of lead generation with regard to your data? Actually, the 4 laws of lead generation, period. Comes right out of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Build a database. You feed it every day. You communicate it with it how? Systematically.
That's a bad word for me.
That is, well, it's not a bad word because we have the tools and the leverage to do it. We just need to take a little bit of front-end time to set it up so it tells us what we need to do every day. See, once we get it done systematically, we no longer have to think about, did I talk to this person last quarter? You're going to know it. You have a place to put the notes in there. You'll have reminders every day when you log on. There's a list of reminders of who you need to call that day. Whose birthday is it? And actually, it tells you a few days in advance, so you can mail a card that arrives to them before their birthday hits. That's how powerful this customer relationship management edge tool we have is. It's that powerful. We've just got to plug in and use it. Harness its full ability. So you build a database, you feed it every day, you communicate with it out systematically, and you service all the leads that come your way. And we'll get more into that when we talk about the campaigns, where you transition it from an 8x8 to a 33 touch. Take it from a haven't met to a met. Take them from a not connected to a connected through that process. So, if you did the exercise, if you did not have a database prior to yesterday, and you did the exercise and filled in the names in the block, guess what? You got a database. We just need to plug it in and contact it systematically. So, adding everyone from your sphere of influence, everyone you know, these are your METs. If you're not connected with them, they're not a MET, though. Okay? Remember that. A MET is somebody you're connected with, not just somebody that you know whom you haven't spoken to in a year. Because you need to re-engage that person and make sure that they know that real estate is your business and you want to help them. So, we have a script on page 9 to help us with that. Actually, let's get page 8. So your habit METs. Who are your habit METs? General public, target groups of people whom you would specifically like to do business with. You just need to meet them. That's the connection. People you're not connected with that you want to connect with. People you haven't met that you want to meet. I like the word connected because if they're a net, you could have met somebody and not be connected with them. So just an association trigger there. Every time you think of a haven't met, think not connected, think of a met, think connected. That way, that gives you a plan of action of what you need to do to move them from a haven't met to a met. Law 2, feed it every day, right? So every time you get a new name, either a referral from a net or someone new that you meet, add them to your database. When? Immediately. Right now. Who's ever been guilty of having piles of little 4x4 sticky notes with names and phone numbers and email addresses, and you end up with a pile of them because you don't go ahead and immediately take action and put them into your database. So we talked yesterday about building habits. Well, that's one of the habits that we need to build. And I say we because I'm in that same boat with you. I'm guilty of that. I am so guilty of that.
Access that on here,
What's that?
like your database.
Yes. We're going to go over that in the second part class.
It's not on.
We'll go through that in the second part class. You can actually do it mobile.
Yeah.
eEdge is a mobile site, so
See,
you
I
can
didn't
pull
know
it
that.
up. It's mobile friendly. You can actually pull it up on your smartphone. The idea is, even if you don't do it on your smartphone, the idea is not to let those little sticky notes accumulate. The idea is just to build the habit and be purposeful. Just like you want your clients to have you top of mind, you need to have your database top of mind. So you need to think, all right, I got a new person, I captured their information, what's one of the first things I need to do? Even if you don't put it on your smartphone and you get back to the office, one of the first things you need to do is put that person in your system. Because they will quickly forget about you. If you met them and you wait 3 weeks to send a handwritten note, it's probably about 10% as effective as it is if you get back that day, put them in the database, and you have a system of, I get back to the office, I put them in my database, and I write them a handwritten note, and I stick it in the mail. Then they're going to remember you. They're going to get a handwritten note. They met you. They're going to get a handwritten note. You have an 8x8 campaign that's a combination of emails and a phone call. So at the end of the second week, you call them up and say, hey, I just wanted to let you know I really enjoyed meeting you. And then wherever you want to take it from there. But it's just that touch, that personal touch. So you've communicated with them, you've met them, you've sent them a handwritten note, you've emailed them, and you've called them again. I would say that person is likely connected at that point. Then you transition them. You're going to meet them. You're going to handwrite them a note. You develop an 8x8, which means you touch them 8 times over 8 weeks. Okay? So you meet them, you send them a handwritten note, email them something, an item of value. We'll get into that as we get into the materials and set them up. But you want to give them some item of value, whether it's a market statistic or if it's somebody that's looking to sell, it might be home staging tips. If it's an investor, it might be a list of foreclosures. Give them an item of value. And you just want to touch them 8 times. You want to set up 8 touches. And you want to call them during that process. So you've touched them 8 times, and I would say at that point you're connected. You put them on the third retouch. Then you only call them once a quarter after that. But you're connected at that point. Does that make sense? They're thinking of you. You're top of mind at that point. Then the idea after that is just to stay there. And we'll get into what that S8x8s look like further as we get further into it. So, everybody brought their cell phone, right? So we need to feed our database today. And we can, so we're going to take about 10 minutes to call people in our database, either the ones that we wrote down on the sheet yesterday, or if you didn't write them down on the sheet, you can write them down on the sheet now as you call them, and put them on your sheet as you call them. Capture the information you need to capture. Use one of the scripts from yesterday.
And so what kind of people do we want to call? Like somebody that might be willing to buy a house? Is that a person?
You're going to call your next. You're going to call your next today. Anybody in your sphere of influence that you didn't reach out to yesterday. You don't want to call that same person that you called yesterday. But just take 10 minutes to call someone in your phone that you may not have talked to for a while. It can be somebody that you communicate with regularly, and just use one of the scripts from yesterday. It's essentially the same phone calls you made yesterday. We're just going to do it again today because we're in the process of building what?
Relationship.
And
Leads.
powerful habits.
Okay. Oh, wow.
We're in the process of building powerful habits, and one of those powerful habits, the most powerful habit, the most important thing we can do as CEOs of our business is what?
Lead generation.
Lead generation. And this is a form of lead generation by calling people that you have in your list that you haven't talked to in a while, and you just go through that script. Hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. I'm really excited about my real estate career. I want to help 30 people move into a new home this year. Who do you know from church, your neighborhood, work, or some organization you're involved with that may be looking to buy or sell a home? If they say no, then you say, okay, well, thank you for taking a minute to think about that. If you would, when you hear of somebody, would you please think of me? If you hear of somebody who's looking to buy or sell in this, I appreciate you taking my call today. It was good to talk to you again. This was really a business call. I'll call you back at a later time and we'll chat further about personal stuff. And you just hang up and move to the next one. The idea is just to reach to those people and be purposeful that they know you're in real estate. It's a simple question. And why do you ask it specifically? Who do you know in the church, school, your kid's soccer team, your neighborhood?
Or your family.
Because you want to trigger their mind, and that'll trigger their mind to start thinking of people that they may know. That's why these things are worded the way they are, is to engage that person and get a response out of them.
I have have a listing in Scotland Neck that, I knew the owners well. They moved to Delaware, and their agent is the one, because they've just been listed with somebody else for about 2 years. Their agent is the one that contacted me, and I thought, wonder why she contacted me when I know them as well as she does. But she asked them. I know she asked them, if you decide to change agents, let me make the referral. And that's not something I would have thought about until I realized that's why they did that, which was really, really smart of that.
Of course.
Her.
Okay, we're gonna call until that clock reads, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Hello, Ms. Karen. This is Tina Dixon, and this is a business call. Do you have I'm Ray. Do you have a moment? First of all, I would apologize for not staying in touch. I've been very busy growing my real estate business and working with great clients like you. I wanted to share with you that I have a personal goal to help families get into the home of their dreams this year. As you already know, I do the things it takes to work. May I count on you to help me reach my goal? Great. So I want to ask, who do you know from your neighborhood
Tunstead,
Ms. Wright?
at Hillwood.
Okay, I'll be glad to take this.
I think I live in
Okay, I was looking for
I was
Ross.
trying because I was calling to remind my people
Oh,
that
okay. This is something to work with.
and I had probably go
So, first of all, I have to take my time about it.
and
And
I
also,
just
very
everybody
interested in time in information.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead and see.
They are
looking at the market from time to time.
Okay, well, I've been sending,
Great.
receiving it.
In fact,
I know you're
it
all
was
looking,
it, pretty good about this.
y'all started looking at.
Uh-huh,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Okay, right.
okay.
I just want to take any time, please, really let me know if there's anything I can ever do for you or anybody in your area. You know. Okay, thank you, Ms. Karen. Great day.
To come in and look at this to our
Okay.
application, that way we can kind of get you.
All right, do you mind sharing with me the information?
Different trends that are going on, where you have to be, when you start to work, and when you really settle down, look at you some lender name, you don't have a lender, but that means something that the interest you. Is this your first time? Okay. I would really love for y'all to come in, we can talk about the buying process.
Yeah.
It has become very, I don't want to say too complicated, but
Okay,
for a local, help me out here.
uh-huh,
Yeah, it's very, you know, it's a lot more in depth than it used to be, but it's not daunting.
all right, well, I'll give them a call.
Steady,
and,
how about that? That's a
He
good word.
won't,
It's steady, working on things. And, that way we can talk and see exactly where you want to go, what you're looking for, narrow it down, and, go from there. So when would be convenient?
That would be
for y'all to
awesome.
Get together and come see me in the office and we can go over some things.
all right, can I get your email address?
Okay, that would be awesome. What about next Monday? You want to set a time to read with 11:30 be good for you?
Okay, and if it's okay with you, I'm gonna, send you some pertinent information about our market every once in a while.
Well, you got to be happy too, so you need to be involved.
What?
Well, could I call you back on Friday to verify, or maybe later on? Okay.
Is Ellen
Then what in the world did you say?
Oh, she is. I know I have it, but just to make sure, let me get that one more time. His email address.
Oh, okay, when is a good time to give her a call?
Okay, all right, well, I'll look it up, and if I have an issue with it, I'll.
Okay.
Okay,
So you're all right.
Do
How you
you
doing?
do you have an email?
Is Jerry done something?
Taking my
Are you working together?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Well, that's,
I'm sure
It
you.
was a couple of years ago.
well, see, I got a big job with Jerry, we hadn't done it yet. But it was originally for you,
Contact,
you know,
67.
I apologize,
so
but,
maybe we
my
can
number is 252.
work that out, because they're probably going to do it in
466.
the next few months.
And that's VAY 617.
Okay, well, she's already got all the,
And that's the
Information.
board, correct?
so do you think we could,
All right, and what was your
I
first
should
name?
take away from me, but I guess you could,
I'll let you read that, but don't get to hear those names very
right,
much. And what's your last name, Esther?
right.
Joe. Okay, well, that's an easy one. All right, Esther, well, I'll drop you an email.
Now, when they're ready,
And say
I'll
hello.
call you, we'll just figure out what to do.
And see if we can't get together on Monday.
And what about this on the rooms?
And see if that's good, and that way we can at least work you on
You
the
gonna sell it?
process of buying your first home.
Okay, George one?
All right, well, it's nice talking to you.
Okay,
All
cool.
right, bye-bye.
All right, everything's all right,
You
there,
too.
right? Okay. All right, thank you, buddy, and I love you.
I'm like, Ronnie,
Bye-bye.
I'm doing good. This is Keller-Williams.
Tina.
Keller-Williams.
Hey, Marcy.
Ernestine from
This is you again. How you doing? Good.
Oh,
She's actually.
I think she's on his.
You have to say it. Well, first of all, I'd like to really apologize for not staying in touch. I've been hardly busy growing my business. I'm back in business now. I'm remarried. Yeah, well, I remarried, so I'm back in business again. And, so anyway, I have a goal this year to, I want 20 families. That's the reason. It's already now launching everything. Can I hand it? So I want to ask you, do you know anybody from your work, your neighborhood, or that might be interested in buying or selling real estate?
Reach this year, and as you already know, I do whatever it takes to help people. May I count on you to help me reach my goal?
Oh, great, thank you. That is so
Can you hear me now? Yeah, I can hear the echo in front of you.
Sure. Yeah, that would be great. Because basically, as you know, I have a wealth of information on real estate.
Yeah, what I'm doing,
Trying to your email and I'll give you a call about things.
Hey, Sarah,
This is Sarah, you know, I'm not in the case of help me get to your house.
yeah, I can't wait to reach my goal.
You know, but you got kind of.
Referral.
It's around 7, so I know really was taking back some of those things. So, I'm glad you reached out around 1:30 today. It's Scout Truck, I just paid it about, go outside and actually know them all, and I just have everybody in the hand.
And that would be at 252.
Oh,
412-1953. I hope you're having a great day, and I look forward to hearing from you. I got a lot of concentration.
Yeah, it's neat.
Now, if you know anybody in the neighborhood that you know is interested in selling real estate, can you think of anyone you can right now?
Are any of these case sensitive? Okay, NT.
Cora Allen?
Is he at general office? Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll kind of.
I love
get
our
advice and I know this meeting.
Is he the bishop next week?
It was awesome.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, is he? But I don't, I'm not really connected with people in your work. So now that I'm getting to see if anything that wants to be done, we'll throw in and all that. I know we've had very real estate experience for a lot of your son. He's been great.
I got the most out of that.
Sounds like he's gonna get his Aaron's like, anyway.
That's great.
So, yeah. Yeah, like, he'll do the exact things that you need to do, and there's not much left for him to do, because we've done almost everything we can do. So you're in good hands, and we should be able by fall, he'll have his arrow. I really appreciate you helping me out with this real estate, and, helping me out with the referrals and everything, so I want to really thank you for that. And I really, really appreciate it, and thank you for that original, Sam, I'm glad that we're back in contact. All right. Yeah, and I'll email you all my contact information. Thank you so much, Marcia. Hope you have a lovely day. Okay, you take care.
All right. Excellent.
95,
We'll get started.
1848. Okay, and
We lost our online viewers.
oh, okay, I appreciate that. Okay, what is his name? At least I have that one called. Okay. And when you call me back, well, you're gonna call me back with his number. I appreciate that. Right. Okay. Well, I tell you what, I'll also have a lot of interest in telling the information on the real estate market in your area. And I'll go ahead and send you something about the market from time to time. Great. Now, give me your email address. Already did. Okay. Thank you for that referral, and I'll make sure you give me a call on the other one with us, and I'll give them a call too, okay? And I want to thank you for your time, and please let me know if there's anything I can help with for you or anyone. Okay? Thank you, Ms. Williams. Great, and have a great day. Bye.
Excellent.
I got 2 referrals from her. She had the number 1.
2 referrals. Look at that.
She had the number 1 person, and the other person, she's gonna call me back and get their number. But she
2 referrals. Sandra got a buyer consultation out of it.
Yeah.
So isn't that awesome?
She not even herself.
So we just spent 10 minutes of purposeful lead generation, and we've got 3 possibilities in this room. From 10 minutes of lead generation. Imagine what 2 hours a day could do for you.
Actually, I don't know what's happened over the past few days, but maybe it's the new office, maybe it's the new energy, but my mindset's been changing.
Good.
I'm so excited.
That's
In,
excellent.
in the first call, I got another lady who's met her neighbor across the street. She wanted that information for me too. So I got 2 people that one gave me 2 referrals, the other one so
How awesome is that? How awesome is that?
I know.
I mean, that's wonderful.
Wow.
Just a little bit. So if you gather their information, there's a great script on page 12 about how to call that referral. I'll just say refer back to that. We got to cover a lot of ground, so just know that that's there. Earmark that page so you know when you're calling one of those referrals you just got. That is an excellent script to use to do so. It's on page 12. So don't hear that page, highlight that script, whatever you need to do to know that that's where you can go back to do that. So we talked about Chris Heller yesterday. At the top of page 13, there's a a little block there. It says Chris Heller, mega agent and president of KW Worldwide from San Diego, California, understands the power of handwritten notes. To this day, Chris communicates systematically with his entire database using a 33-touch campaign. Each of his 2,400 contacts receives between 2 and 3 handwritten notes a year, which means Chris sends an average of 25 notes a day. Never underestimate the power of a handwritten note. They are huge. The bottom of that page talks about a press release. We handle that through the Market Center. When a new agent comes, you have an activity that you would like a press release on, just get with Jennifer and she can collaborate with you to set that up. Okay?
But you know, you can also, the press release, if you have a neighborhood letter that goes out, you can still do that and hang, I'm an agent in the neighborhood, can't you?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
you know, like, you know, I mean, I know a lot of people are starting that neighborhood somewhere.
It's like farming.
Yeah.
It's like farming to your neighborhood. You can do it on social media. I've seen several agents go, look, I have a goal of helping 28 families relocate this year. Who do you know that I should know? And their Facebook post is that simple. And I see them get replies.
Wow.
Pretty interesting concept. So, law number 3 is communicate in a systematic way, and that's what our database helps us achieve. Many agents shift their focus between generating the leads and servicing them, and as a result, experience an up and down business cycle. Lead generation needs to be systematic, consistent, and sustained. And like we talked about earlier, we've got the e-edge system, which systematizes that whole process for us. It makes it easy for us. Ben Kinney, is everybody familiar with who Ben Kinney is? One of the top 5 agents in our company consistently. He developed a program called the 10 Days of Pain Conversion method that is available within our e-edge system now. You can choose that as a campaign rather than doing an 8x8 if he uses it specifically for internet leads. So if somebody registers on your website and do a search, he engages the 10 Days of Pain Conversion method, which is available to us in the e-edge. It's a series of contacts that include text message, email, video email, social media, and phone calls over a 2-week time period. So he says, in our experience, if you can combine speed of response with consistent contacts, your odds of converting a lead to an appointment increase exponentially. So there again, that's moving your haven't you met, you're not connected to your met, or you're connected. One tactic of doing that. So back to the database portion of this, stay top of mind with touch campaigns. Like I said, we're with Keller Williams, and Keller Williams Realty has developed contact systems for you. They're there for us. All we have to do is get people into our database and engage them. So, what is an 8x8 specifically? Does anybody know what specifically an 8x8 is?
8 touches in 8 weeks to get them engaged.
Yep. Yeah, a series of 8 touches in 8 weeks. It includes a combination of personal visits, phone calls, items of value, and a handwritten note.
Be an interface.
That's right. To connect with someone for the first time in your role as a Keller Williams associate, everyone you know or meet should go into an 8x8 first. That establishes the connection. That connects you and that person through a systematic 8-week process where you touch that person 8 times in 8 weeks. It establishes that top of mind. So the next one we have is called a 33 touch. That's a series of 33 touches a year, a combination of 14 mailings, letters, cards, emails, or drop-offs, 8 thank you or thinking of you cards, 3 phone calls. So we just subtracted a phone call out of there. 4 personal observance cards could be birthday, anniversary, Mother, Father's Day, or their home purchase anniversary. Again, we're able to put all of that. This is page 17. And 4 holiday cards. So that makes up a 33 touch, and you move them after you go through an 8x8, you transition them at that point over to a 33 touch. A suggestion for items of value: if you log on to kw.com on page 19, you can look at the top of the kw.com site. There is a tab called Buying a Home and a tab called Selling Your Home. That's a great place to get items of value that pass to a potential buyer or a potential seller when you first meet them. KW.com. There's a tab at the top that says Buying a Home, and there's a tab at the top that says Selling a Home. Good references for items of value. You can also send your clients timely market information. It's on page 19 also.
Oh, it gives you directions.
Yes, so you could share with them the median home price in their town, the average home price, how many properties sold that quarter, that month, whatever frequency you're sitting with, average days on market, how many homes are in the inventory, and how many months of inventory are there.
That's good, that right now, so you have what it's.
So you can compose a touch right there. That's a huge item of value. Who doesn't want to know what the average sales price in their neighborhood is and how many homes are on the market?
So you break it down neighborhood by neighborhood?
You can break it down geographically however you wish. Neighborhood by neighborhood will probably take more research on your end than just doing a market-wide snapshot, because we can pull the statistics right on the MLS for the whole market, right? That would probably be the easiest way to do it.
And then that would say,
Right.
that would give them the opportunity to make say,
Sure.
you do it for my neighborhood.
Right. Right. Now, if I were farming a neighborhood, then I would provide this item of value neighborhood specific. So if I wanted to send a newsletter and include this in my neighborhood newsletter, then I would nail it down to that neighborhood. So I guess it kind of depends on what your focus is.
If you were to do a neighborhood that's outside of Pitt County, I can do the same thing like where I live.
Yeah.
I have a community that I need to get.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely, you sure can. So I want to cover one thing really quick before we get into the 8x8. It's a concept that I got from Jonathan Dupree, who is a team leader in Louisiana, and it's Sean Rawls for his discovery of it. But what it's called, this may be a little hard for you viewing from, for our viewers that are logged in remotely. So I'm going to try and explain it, but I intend to explain it where you can understand it. Excuse me as I do it. The concept is 30 cups of coffee in 30 days. Okay? So I'm gonna draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Typically, everybody has 5 people around them that are their wealth determiners. These are people that you're highly engaged with, people you communicate with all the time, people who like, know you, and would be happy to help you. From these people, you could potentially get 3+ referrals. Let's say, let's cross that out. Let's say you get 3 to 5 referrals from these 5 people. Like I said, they're your closest circle. They're people you communicate with constantly. You go out to dinner with. You have drinks after work. You may see them at the gym every morning. People you're highly engaged with, that you talk about real estate activities with. They know you're in the business. Potentially give you 3 to 5. If you want to make it 15 cups of coffee in 15 days, You can adjust this window however you want to. In this example, you would have people 1 through 25. 25 other people that you can identify from your sphere of influence that you believe will provide you with 1 to 2 referrals over the next 12 months. Okay? So you've got your 5 closest, your wealth determiners. These are people you hang out with all the time. They know you're actively engaged in real estate, and if you're purposeful about it, you get 3 to 5 referrals a year from. Identify another 25 that if you engage with at a high level, might give you 1 or 2 referrals a year. Let's keep it conservative and say you get 3. Let's say you get 3 referrals from these 5. That's 15 transactions. Let's say you get 1 from these 25 people. That's 40 transactions in 12 months.
I'll take it.
By engaging these people at a high level. Now, what does that look like? I'm going to give you a script, and I'll email this out after the class. It looks like this. Hey, Josh, this is Alan Brock with Keller Williams Realty. How's it going? Hey, listen, I wanted to give you a quick call. I have some really exciting things happening in my real estate business, and I know you are influential. And I want to see if we can get together and grab a cup of coffee and let me share with you what's going on in my real estate business. Also, I can learn what's going on in your world and see how I can help you. Okay? So that's the script that gets you to the coffee table.
Is that a big coffee?
Pint, whatever you want it to be.
Gallon.
Ideas that you talk about
Yeah.
business. You set it up as a business mutual beneficial relationship. I want to share with you what's going on in my business, and I want to see what I can do to help you.
And I think it's called because early morning is the best time to do that, engage people about their business. That's when you have a lot of clubs, meetings, and things like that. I think morning's the best time,
Right.
rather than the drinks or something.
Right.
It's more social.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the idea is you set up those appointments. If you want to make it 15 in 15 days, then that can yield you 30 transactions. If you want to make it 15 in 30 days, then you can do 1 every 2 days. But the idea is you get, and then when you get there, what does the meeting look like? And like I said, I'll send these scripts out. So you get there and you say, hey, Josh, thanks for meeting me for coffee. I'm really excited to share with you what's going on in my real estate business. I've got a great new website I'm really excited about, and my new real estate app now lets folks search on iPhone or Android and see every home that's available in Greenville and all the surrounding areas, or really anywhere in the country that can search using my mobile app. Here's why I wanted to meet with you. I really have a big goal this year. I want to help 40 families move into their new dream home this year. I know you're influential, and I know you know a lot of people, so Josh, I really want to ask you. I know we're friends, but what do I have to do to earn your business and trust to become your realtor of choice? And what I mean by that is so that when you, your friends, or your family think about real estate, they think about me.
I like that. And you're sending us that script.
I'll see you next week.
Is that bold or is that something you put up?
No, this is, I got it from a team leader in Louisiana, Jonathan Dupree,
Still.
and he got it from Sean Rawls,
Still.
or he accredited Sean Rawls for it. So that's a way to highly engage, that's a way to identify somewhere between 20 to 30 people, 15, whatever you can make the time to do, and engage them at a high level and get some real business out of it. So what do you do with them then?
Send them a thank you note.
Send them a thank you note. Thanks for meeting with me and thinking about me. And like I said, I want you to think about me. So here's a few of my business cards. If you hear somebody, please hand me one of these.
Yeah.
And don't forget, you know, this is a script about you, but don't forget to ask them about their business and how
Of course.
you can help them as well. mean, it needs to be a mutually beneficial relationship. We don't know what they're going to say because they could be from all different walks of life and all different businesses. But the idea is just once you're done with your piece, then you say, now, I told you I also wanted to see how I can help you. Let me know how I can help you grow your business this year.
Well, if nothing else, we can talk to them about adding to our website as a preferred whatever.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Yep.
That's free advertising.
So then you take that person, and these are people you're probably already in close contact with, so you just stick them right straight on a 33 touch. You send them a thank you note and stick them on a 33 touch. And if you want that much business from them, I wouldn't just make it 3 phone calls a year. I would make one of them, at least one of them, a personal visit, maybe all 3. Right? I thought it was an awesome idea. I wanted to share it with you.
Yes, I definitely want to try.
Yeah.
I want to get square. I might do it 2 times.
I'll type it up and send it out. But do you get the concept of how you approach it?
Yes.
Okay. And who would you start with? I would start with my 5 wealth determiners first, and then move down to the. You want a rock star real estate career? Do that at a high level.
So that's more like what I'm going to do and talk to them.
Everybody goes about it in a different way. Everybody goes about it in a different way. So, what we want to do is, this afternoon, write your thank you notes. Give them to Jennifer or me, and we'll mail them for you. Okay? Jennifer's going to be looking for them because she's your accountability partner. So make sure everybody you touched over the past 2 days that you write a thank you note for and give them to Jennifer so she can hold us accountable. And then we'll mail them for you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Good, good. Okay, so next we want to launch an 8x8. Okay? So any of those people I'm going to switch over to the screenshot. I'm going to switch over to the screenshot now, and we're going to walk through how you physically put somebody onto a campaign. And we're going to do 8x8 and 33 touch both.
So we want to compete.
Yes, ma'am. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to mykw.kw.com. If you are viewing virtually, if you would please send me a text and tell me that you can see the screen, that would be awesome. So you want to log into your KW account, your mykw.kw.com, which is your CRM, which is your database management platform.
Do you want us to hit my contacts?
The first thing we want to do is go to My Marketing.
Oh, here.
First thing, thank you, Kia. First thing we want to do is go to My Marketing. And the first thing we're going to have to do is create a campaign. But I'm going to get a little sidetracked here real quick, and I just want to go through and show you, if you are not highly engaged in eEdge, I want to show you real quickly what you have available to you as marketing materials. So if you click on My Marketing, you've got marketing materials here. Here's your flyers from eEdge, guys. If you're putting together flyers in Publisher or Word or some other format, you may not know that this is available to you. This is simply plug and play. You select the flyer, you select the property, bam, you're done. Takes about 30 seconds to do. You print them off, you're done. That's how easy Keller Williams International makes this process for us. Same thing goes for market evaluation. Okay, you've got those. Do you need a listing or a buyer presentation? You need a listing presentation? Here they are, all laid out for you. Just go in, add your information, tweak it to say whatever you want it to say. There's a buyer presentation letter, a seller presentation letter. So if you're doing these things outside of eEdge, just know that all of these powerful marketing pieces are included as part of your marketing suite with this eEdge package. So you have all of these things. Buyer consultation, laid out for you. Postcards. You want to mail property postcards, just listed, just sold. Any announcements, stay in touch, happy birthday, happy home anniversary. All of these things are professionally done and there for you. You click the button, it inserts your image, your contact information. You personalize the back side of it, stick a stamp on it, and shoot it in the mail. Awesome stuff in here. Just in case you're not highly engaged with eEdge, I just wanted to share that with you real quick. Powerful, powerful stuff. All right, now that I'm off my bunny trail, you want to go to My Marketing, and the first thing we want to do is manage and create campaigns. Okay, so you click the little plus beside My Marketing. Again, this is all done for us. Keller Williams International provides all of this professional material for us. It's all part of what you get. If you're not leveraging it right now, this will help your business tremendously. So you go to Manage and Create Campaigns. You're going to see over to the left an option. These are ones that I've already created, but we're going to do some new ones. So you want to build a new campaign. This is what we want to do. We want to build a new campaign. You're going to click over on Basic, and your options are going to be there. So if you are Market My Business buyers, you've got 4 options for 8x8s right here, already done for you. So if you want to build one, we're going to build Opportunity is Knocking right now. I'm going to build this one in mine as we do this. So you click that, and then it pops up this window, Opportunity is Knocking. These are the campaign elements right here that are going to go. Can everybody see that? So what you've got an email, perfect moment to purchase your home. Real estate is affordable right now. So you've got a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 emails that go out. This one's scheduled 1 day after you add the contact. They're going to receive that. 7 days later, they're going to get that. 7 days later, they're going to get that, and on until you reach this activity that says subject, phone call. See this little tab right here, script available? Not only does it remind you that you need to make the phone call, but when you click the reminder, you're going to be able to hit the tab that says script, and it's going to tell you exactly what to say when you make the call. It leaves nothing to guesswork. The system is in place. All we have to do is plug in and use it.
It's proven.
How powerful is that?
I got.
So can everybody see that? So if you go to this activity and want to look at this activity, there's your script. Hello, is this Josh? Yes, great. This is Alan Brown from Keller Williams Roofing. I wanted to follow up on some of the information that I've been sending you over the past several weeks concerning home buyer opportunities in today's market. Do you have any questions or concerns about the current market that I can help with? It tells you exactly what to say on the phone call.
I don't think we got that.
Everybody get that? So there's your phone call. It lays out exactly what to say. 7 days after that, they're going to get another email. Then 7 days after that, it's going to send you a reminder that you now need to check that your EDGE campaign has ended and you need to move this contact over to what?
That's 33 touch.
A 33 touch. I mean, they make it so simple for us. It's simple, not easy. And why do I say simple, not easy? This is simple stuff. It's here for us. All we have to do is use it. The not easy part is developing the powerful habits to go in here every day and use this.
That's right.
You need to put your contacts in and engage them, and then this system is going to tell you exactly what you need to do. So if you're happy with the elements, you click next step, and you know you can. I got to hit myself. Let me get that one. You also have the option of changing those elements to, right now they're 7 emails. If you were to change that up, you can customize this. You could make 2 of those pieces direct mail. You have their address in there. It's going to tell you exactly what it costs per contact. So you could email them 1 week. You could physically mail them a card the next week. It's all done back behind the scenes.
And they do.
Post it, they do everything. It's automatic.
And they bill you for that.
And they bill you for it.
Oh, okay.
You put money in your account up front. So I didn't want to skip that portion of it. If you're a person that likes direct mail, then you have the option to do that. So go to the next step. And let's say that I want to put Amy on this campaign. You just select her name, add her to there, and then you would check add. I have previewed all the elements, and you click add contact to campaign.
Yeah, that means that she's already in your database.
That means she's already in your database. And we'll cover that, how to put them in as well. I just wanted to show you how you actually build the campaign.
That's great.
And if you wanted to build a 33 touch, then you've got a sphere, Market My Business sphere, 33 touches right there. Several options for a 33 touch. And it's the same thing. You can customize it, you can make it however you want to. Right time, right move, it's going to be the same process. You're going to look at the elements, and guess what? It's going to remind you when to call. And when you call, there's the script. That's what you say when you call. So this is all, when we say, what piece is this? This is the 3rd step in the 4 laws of lead generation. Communicate with it systematically. This is done for us. All we have to do is engage and use it. Scripts and everything provided for you. Okay? So, feed it, law 1, law 2 is to feed it regularly, right? So while you're in this piece, if you want to add a contact, you build your campaigns. If you have, because we developed that little database, that database that we put together, I'm not going to say little, a lot of us have a big database, some of us have whatever, but the ones that you put on that sheet from your homework last night, you would go in here and add a contact under the contact tab here. And this is being recorded, so you can go back to YouTube and reference it. If you forget these pieces, just go back to the YouTube channel and rewatch this again. Okay? So here's the details. What status are they? If they're a new lead, a MET, then you're going to put them on whatever status you choose to put them on. But here's where you put their name in. Are they a buyer? Are they a seller? Are they a MET, a haven't met? Their nickname? Are they male, female? Where do they work? What's their job title? When is their birthday? Their purchase anniversary? If it was referred to you by someone, you can put that in there so you don't forget to thank your referral person also. Their address, put their mailing address, email addresses here, phone numbers here, their nickname, what their relationship are, if they have family members. You know, is this person their spouse? You would put that in a relationship. If it's a kid, you put the kid. Include this contact in a listing alert. That's if it's a buyer and you want to send them relevant properties, then you would set up this listing alert campaign right here. And then you just click the Save tab, and there they are. They're in there.
On that purchase
That is
anniversary,
really cool.
So when they close on the house, you need to remember to go to your contact, because you'll already have them in there, and you click the day they close, and then it's going to remind you every year when their purchase anniversary is coming up.
so you just put it in there and remind you of
It reminds you automatically every year. How cool is this?
Very.
This is what we get provided to us as Keller Williams agents.
So you don't have to go to anything to make it unlock.
No, it does it automatically. It does it automatically. This is a powerful, powerful customer relationship management software.
Do most agents use this? Because this is really cool.
This is very, very, I mean, this is
But I mean, like,
huge.
but all the agents, like, I know that I just returned, but so like all the agents are doing this right now.
I can't answer that question for you. I know that when I look at the back end of the office, there's a lot of people that aren't engaged in these campaigns. And this is, if you're a bank, this is your vault. This is what propels your business to the next level. That's why we're here in this course today, is so we can understand the fundamentals and what's provided for us. So if you know of someone, or if you hear of someone that may not be using this information, please share this class with them so they can use it. It's only going to help them to build their business. And that's the idea, is that we all help each other out. We lift each other up. If you know something somebody else doesn't and may not use it, then help that person engage in it. This is powerful stuff. We all have this at our fingertips. It is powerful, powerful stuff. Easy to use. Again, it's recorded, so if you need to come back and look at this, just go to the YouTube channel and look at it. And it'll show you, here's where you add your contacts. Here's your, let's market your listing. So here's your marketing materials and campaigns are right here. So you could create your marketing materials from here. You could create your campaigns from here again. The idea is to engage your database with that 8x8. You want to feed it every day. So every day you want to form those powerful habits of having somebody to come put into your database. You want to do that every day. You want to add those 10 people that you connect with through our daily 10-4 in this Ignite process. You want to take them, put them in your database, put them on the 8x8, do the activities, and move them to a 33 touch. And as you do that, you become that top of mind awareness. So when people think about real estate, they think about hope. Or me, or you.
And
that's the idea.
Also, Market Leader has webinars for new agents that you can go on marketleader.com. I'll have to look at that, but they have all the.
It's learn.marketleader.com. So, in case you're wondering, where do your reminders come up? Powerful habits every day. You want to go in before your lead generation time. At 9 o'clock, you may want to start your lead generation by going and clicking on your dashboard. That's going to tell you who your new contacts are, the people you may have just put in. If they have sent you any messages, they're going to show up here. You can reply to them right here through this system. And when you do, it keeps it in their record, so you know all the communications that have gone on between you and them. Okay, suppose I had a contact in there that had a purchase anniversary Thursday. It would show up right here in this block. It would show up in upcoming reminders. So when I say this is your part of your daily lead generation activity, right here, if you had an 8x8 started and you were on week 7, you would see a reminder to call that person. You would click that reminder. There'll be a checkbox here so you can check it off when you've done it. You'll click the reminder. The script will be available for you. You pick up the phone, you call the person, you say the script, you check the box, and you move on to your next activity. So if it's their birthday, you call them and wish them a happy birthday. If you don't reach them on the phone, you leave them a message, you send them a Facebook message, happy birthday. Okay? So this is how powerful this is. You log in every morning, and everything you need to do related to your database is going to show up right here. It's systematic, it's automatic, it's set it and forget it. It's automatic. It's freeze light. I mean, how awesome is that, guys? We have this at our fingertips. People at other companies have to go spend lots of money for this type of technology. They have to get a top producer. They have to get a contactually. They have to get some other form of CRM where they can keep in touch with their contacts. Keller Williams International has made it easy for us. We just need to engage and use it. Any questions on any of that before I move out of the screen share?
Yeah.
Remember, it's recorded. You can always come back and look at it. I'm going to cover real quick again in case you come back to look at it. Your dashboard is where your reminders are every day. Once you get your database up and running, you'll come here and your reminders will be right in this block right here. What you need to do to reach your database that day. If you wanted to just email a contact, you can do it from this part right here, email and reminders. You add your contacts here. And you create your campaigns, your marketing materials here. Marketing materials are your flyers, your postcards, your listing presentation, your buyer presentation. Anything you may need for your business is already done for you. It's plug and play. You just click it, print it, and you're on your way. Do your campaigns here. Okay? Anybody got any questions before I log out of the screen share?
I just think that's the coolest thing ever.
Isn't that awesome?
And that's just the basics.
That's just the oh, this tool is way more powerful than that. That's just the basics. And that's yeah. You have the option of the Pro, which opens up your marketing library to tons of other things. I mean, it's expandable. It's more customizable. But for all of us, for the purposes of Ignite and what we're doing over the next 17 power sessions, we've got this. All we have to do is do our activities, plug our people into our CRM, do the activities, and the research shows you're going to have 16 transactions this year if you do these activities and use this database. You're going to have 16 transactions. How cool is that?
Very cool.
Very cool. And I mean, and that's not conjecture. KW International tracks everything. People that engage in this process and do the activities, they do 16 transactions. It's not conjecture. It happens. They track it through the My Tracker system.
So let's just say it's a half year over, if you did 8 more.
Here's your opportunity for 8 additional transactions before the end of the year by being on purpose, engaging in this class, and using the tools.
And 8 times 500 is not bad for a half
8 times 4,500 is not bad for half a year, right? So we covered we covered how to do those contacts. There's a little bit of discussion on social media there in the back. The last part of the fourth law of lead generation is what? Service all leads that come your way, right?
Yes.
So what's the best way to service all leads that come your way?
Stay in touch with them.
Stay in touch with them. What do we have that helps us service our leads?
Lead generation.
EDGE.
No.
You get the gold star. Specifically, what about EDGE allows us to service our leads at a high level?
Reminds you to make phone calls.
8 by 8 or campaigns.
It's a systematic way.
It's a systematic way to follow up with all of your leads.
Is she trying to get all the gold stars?
She's getting the gold star. She's racking up.
What do you say worth them?
So really think about that. So law 4. So we've got law 3 and 4 done for us through our CRM EDGE. We can communicate with it systematically, and we can service all the leads that come our way by putting them on an 8 by 8 first. Or if it's an internet lead, you may want to choose the 10 days of payment, but it's your option. You have options. The idea is that you take each one and you service it properly. So law 3 and 4 is done for us. We just have to have the habit of feeding. And that's where our lead generation activities come in. That's our mindset. That's our daily 10-4. So our daily 10-4 covers laws 1 and 2, and laws 3 and 4 are done for us. We just have to have the habit of making it happen. Right? Actually, I said that wrong. Laws.
Service only is possible.
All we have to do, we don't have to build a database. It's done for us. The actual housing of it, we have to lead generate.
We have to build that.
Then to fill it.
Yeah, we have to build it by feeding it every day. But the housing in this other database is there for us. It's our CRM, it's our EDGE. Really, law 2 is the one that we're most responsible for feeding it daily. Because our keeping up with it systematic is automated for us. All we have to do is develop the habit of logging in and looking at our reminders. Okay? So, in the process of servicing our leads, what's the most important? Time is of the essence. When you get a lead, put them in the database immediately. Don't have a stack of 4x4 sticky notes. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. So I need this as much as everybody does. Develop the habit of responding in a timely manner. Put them in your database that day. Set up your campaign. Literally, we just walked through how long, if your campaigns are already built, how long is it going to take you to take that 4x4 sticky sheet of paper, create the contact, click the button to put them on the campaign? It will literally, after you do it several times, you can do that process in less than 5 minutes. And then all you have to do is log on every day and look at your reminders. And do the activity. Easy peasy.
It's simple.
So the last thing we're going to talk about today is aim high. Just aim high. When you go to build your database, the daily 10-4, if you want to do the daily 15-4, please do it. Aim high. The best way to ensure that your business enjoys consistent growth is to routinely apply the 4 laws of lead generation and become a database master. That's what this whole thing is about, is becoming a database master, knowing what tools are available to you, learning how to use them. Now it's up to us to develop the powerful habit of making that happen. I think we've covered it. There's a few pages left that you can look at. A lot of it is what we covered. You know, an important page is page 34, lead generation focus. As soon as you meet someone new, get their contact information. Add them to your database. Follow up with a handwritten note. Put them on a touch system and follow the touch schedule. As soon as you get a referral, thank the referral source and reward the action. You reward the action for referrals. You don't send them something when the referral closes. You send them a Starbucks card for thinking of you and sending you the referral. So if you got a referral from one of your contacts over the past 2 days, you might want to think about grabbing a $5 Starbucks card or Dunkin' Donuts or whatever and just stick it in, when you handwrite the note, slip it in there with your business card.
I've got a real good script for that note.
You're rewarding the activity. You
It's
feel free to
private.
share it.
Well, I've got to find it,
Okay.
but it's private thing.
Okay.
Short.
So the idea is that you reward the activity. Okay. You want to reward the idea of them sending you a referral because they'll think, oh man, I like Starbucks. If I send that referral to them, I get a latte. Right? So today we've built a database. We know how to feed it with nets and habit nets. We know how to put them on an 8x8 campaign. And we know how to, well, we need to review, classify, and qualify your leads. That will be coming up a lot as we get into the buyer consultation and the listing presentation, so I don't want to get bogged down in this session with that. And we're up against our time block. See, we do know how to time block. Yay! Anybody have any questions about today?
Really, ES on our local line, so that we can get through.
You don't have to put it there. All you have to do is go to mykw.kw.com
Does it have a
and you're
thing?
log in just like you normally do, and it's a mobile-friendly site, so it's going to look different on your smartphone than it does on the web. And you have the option of going to the full site or staying mobile. So there's nothing required on your part. It's automatic. So if you want to add a contact, as soon as you get it, when you get back in your car, fill it up on your mobile device. You can add it right there. The site is mobile friendly. Easy peasy lemon greasy, right? Any questions from the day?
Kind of from the scripts, same with the email, is that payment? That number?
The script conference call? Yes, that is available every
Did
day
you start today?
at 8:30. Starting today.
We had some good
There's
participation
some good
today.
participation, some good scripts practices, and it's a powerful tool. Please use it and share it for anybody else that may want to use it. It's not just limited to Ignite attendees. Feel free to get on there if you want to practice conversion or inspired. Hop on and do it.
How many people did you have today?
How many was it?
4?
4 today.
So it's 5.
I didn't.
It was
4 today.
Tina, Sandra, Lori, and then Nancy tried to come on, and then me. So there were 5 of us.
So there were 5, and Shally and Alan were sitting at that table doing scripts role play this morning at the same time. So we had 6 script role players today.
Good job.
No, they were sitting there doing it
They
live.
didn't know about the whole problem.
They were sitting there doing it live. So anyway, thank you everybody. Thanks for allowing me to virtual. Remember, tomorrow is open houses. Jennifer will be teaching that. We start at 9 o'clock. We will also send out a link to the live feed. Thank you, everybody.